So what would happen if you take an overrated mold that is a concept design of ROTB Optimus Prime that was pretty much unfinished and half-baked, and literally make two knockoffs that does that figure better? Well, you get the BaiWei TW-1030 and MHZ Supreme Commander. Two knockoffs of the Studio Series 102 Optimus Prime, which looks more official than the official. Where did it all go so wrong? But before we continue this video, that I want to let you all know that these two knockoffs exist at Shoshi's store, which are linked in the description, which have other Transformers products that might interest you even more. And hell, why not shoot that subscribe button as well to support the channel? It will really mean a lot. Now, considering these two knockoffs are pretty much similar to the official mold, I won't be talking about the overall sculpting or the articulation or my criticism about it, because I already made a video about it. So if you want to know my full-on thoughts on it, you can check it down in the description. But in short, this mold is just overrated because it has so many flaws and so many gaps that I just do not recommend it. However, with these two, I will say that the paint apps and some retooling of the sculpt, the overall mold, is so much superior and cooler than the official, which looks more like a goddamn knockoff. And both of them literally removing the blue plastic that was on the original that shouldn't be there in the first place. Thank God, that stuck out like a sore thumb. Now let's take a look at the MHZs first, because why not? Now, Supreme Commander is just a oversized knockoff that's literally the same scale as the Yellow Park AMK Optimus Prime from Rise of the Beast. So yeah, if you want him to scale well, you can literally have him next to Yellow Park skirt. So there's that. Now the overall look of him is pretty much identical to the official Studio Series Optimus Prime, even having the pin that makes him look like a totem pole with limbs. Now, the overall difference is of course with the paint, and even having the paint apps really bringing out the detail, and of course making the issue that I had with the figure, which is of course the stomach region, which makes it stick out way too much, and it's the only Optimus Prime that has the problem. Not even the Studio Series 48 nor the mainline has this kind of issue. But this kind of paint apps makes that issue just blend in with the sculpt. It makes it look like an illusion, which I do appreciate it. While the plastic quality isn't that great, at least it still holds into place, which I do appreciate it. And that the lower legs, it actually has more involvement, such as having the piece that actually was once a solid piece being now involved. It's got die-cast thighs, while the plastic feels cheap. It is quite solid. The back looks nice. Of course, the feet has a little bit more resculpting on the back of the legs. The leg panels has a little bit more involvement. Those does pop off very too easily, but it pops back in very well. And they also have double tires, which is very nice. And yeah, that's all I had to say. I mean, it's just an upscale Optimus Prime. Nothing's changed other than the paint apps makes it look a little bit better. But when it comes for BaiWei, my god, the sculpting of this figure is absolutely outstanding and way superior to Supreme Commander. And even the details and the new kind of engineering for it is vastly superior to Supreme Commander. Though I still think the head is still a little bit too small. I mean, compared to Supreme Commander, you can literally add Supreme Commander's head onto this body and it will look so much better. This one actually had die-cast metal on the skirt, feels solid. The windshields are inserted instead of being pinned in, which is a bonus. And they also sculpted in a matrix or leadership that is very small.
Ooh, that's kind of small. Yikes.
And the best part about the overall figure is the lower leg section, which actually has metallic blue paint. The gas canisters on the side of the legs are just one single hinge, has gold paint, and of course one single flap that actually is superior to Supreme Commander's. And the best part is of course the bottom of the feet, which finally is covered. And they also got a tab in the bottom of the feet that's very hard to flip out. It's doable, just needs to take some time. And kudos for BaiWei for taking inspiration from the NA designs with the smokestacks. Just wish they could have done a little bit better with the shoulders. Well, you can still sheet it, just a little bit disappointed they didn't do much with the shoulders. Ah well. Though it's kind of strange that BaiWei has more strong joints, though Super King Commandos has better fight joints, which is much more solid than BaiWei's. I mean, that is a little bit weird that they actually make, why MHZs actually did that, while BaiWei's is a little bit more, well, let's just say a little bit more lighter than that. Aside from MHZs still having this short arm cannon, which make him look like a cosplay of Samus Aran or Mega Man, which is of course a kind of an optional, but of course a useless piece. Both of them I actually have in an accessory, such as having the arm cannons, which the MHZs literally has just a hole, which is a loose fit, while BaiWei's is more superior, having both a hole and a pin to make it more secure. And of course they are mirrored and not just two left cannons you sold it as a $60 pack. But if you're not a fan of them, you have the Iron Blasters, which are superior. MHZ's has a looser grip, but the best looking cannon, while BaiWei's is a more tighter grip, but it's just an oversized Supreme Commander's cannon. Both come with wrist blades, which are actual silver plastic and not just blue plastic being painted over, thank god. Which MHZ's is just oversized blades from the Studio Series, while BaiWei's took inspiration of DNA design and actually having more accurate, but also painted wrist blades with orange paint and not just clear plastic for once. And my favorite accessory, the God of War Leviathan Battle Axe, which is just amazing. And you can store all the weapons on the backpack, which of course MHZ's has some compartments to literally store the guns and the battle axe, which is just really great. But you can also store the Studio Series 38 on BaiWei, which is also very nice. Both comes with holograms, so you can recreate the Bumblebee scene where they literally escape from Cybertron. But MHZ's has both the hologram of the transport key and a physical copy of the transport key, which does look pretty bland and just empty. Kinda like the film. And for BaiWei, you get an adapter to literally plug in the Jetwing backpack onto this Optimus Prime, which just slides in. It doesn't really tab in, it just slides in. While not the best securing jetpack, it is a neat attempt and actually looks neat. But it's kinda useless. Useless, but a neat attempt. And as for the final accessories, you get no ideas for both of them. While both of them have some pros and cons, the MHZ is a little bit less detailed, but it's more solid than the BaiWei's, because BaiWei looks a little bit more detailed and better, but it just feels so fucking cheap. And honestly, let's just say that the articulation for MHZ's is way better, while BaiWei's is very limited. You can really feel the plastic quality, because my god, is some of the parts very loose, and I just wish that it was just a actual figure and not just a model kit that you had to build, because when it comes to the overall build quality, well, instead of having a ball joint for BaiWei, you had to replace the heads, which feels a little bit lazy considering MHZ's has a ball joint on the head, which is unfortunate. Yeah, the BaiWei looks pretty much like the DNA designs wheelie, while MHZ's looks like the Core Class wheelie. As for accessories, both of them comes with wrist blades and cannon, while BaiWei's, my copy did only come with one because manufacturing. While the MHZ's has blast effects, which looks awesome. And here we have him next to BaiWei Optimus Prime. While in general, no ideas as a figure is alright, but he's no Raul. By the way, Raul and Trax are better duo than Noah and Mirage. I said it. Fight me! Anyway, I'm just gonna toss this BaiWei Noah as a kit bash spare parts, and let's go to the size comparison, which of course, here's Supreme Commander with everything I have in my collection, and here he is next to, well, BaiWei. I mean, what do you expect? BaiWei is pretty much the same scale as the Studio Series, so there's no way I will show that. But basically, yeah, both of them very solid sets. While sure the quality of the plastic may not be as top-notch as official, they still look better than the official. The transformation to truck mode is pretty much similar to Studio Series 102, other than there's some differences with the legs, which all have different kind of conversion, which BaiWei does a little bit more superior. While MHZ's is not that bad, due to the ball joint, it does tends to be a little bit frustrating. Now, of course, you can literally leave them on like so, which it is nice. At least the back look a little bit more clean, but of course it is just a copy of Studio Series 38's alt mode, which of course leaves a lot to be desired. But you also have these parts forming pieces, which does enhance the truck modes a little bit. Yes, parts forming, but hey, it's not the fourth party company's fault that they literally had to copy a goddamn boring mold, so give it a break. And I'm gonna say it really bulks up the overall truck, and it looks so much cooler. I could not be more happier with the result. The overall trucks that I see right now, while not 100%, just makes them more bulked up and more cool. And considering the gas tanks for BaiWei is more tighter, it feels a lot more solid, and it actually satisfies me for once, instead of just having these hinges for the gas tanks being flopping around. It makes it more annoying. While the Supreme Commander's is not that well solid, some tabs could have been a little bit more secured. It is the most spot on to the overall how you paint in the film. Not 100%, but it's close. And you also may notice that I also painted the back of the truck a little bit red. Yeah, I just wanted it to look a little bit more spot on. Just a little bit. But no matter paint or not, these two does it better. And you can also store the weapons, which is really ridiculous, but I love it. And of course you can also attach the trailers to each one of them. And yeah, it just makes it a lot better. APC trailer for Supreme Commander, and the Studio Series truck trailers, either the official or BaiWei, onto BaiWei. And yeah, I cannot praise these two enough. And do I really need to talk about the size comparison? It is just incredible. And honestly, seeing side by side with the other trucks I have in my collection, yeah, I am so damn impressed. And here we have Supreme Commander with the other I have in my collection that I just bought a long time ago. Dear God, what have I done? And it's not the end of it. So to conclude this video, while I still think Studio Series 38 and the mainline ROTB Optimus are still better molds than the Studio Series 102, I still think that these two knockoffs knocks it out of the park, and I do highly recommend picking these ones up. But if I had to pick one of the two, BaiWei is the absolute winner. Not just for the overall looks, but the overall compactness, and the joints feels a lot tighter, especially with the gas tanks. And of course the weapons is just, yeah, that's pretty much everything you need. And while the DS is not that good from the BaiWei, I still say that the price is well worth it. And the only thing I would recommend picking up the Supreme Commander is that if you want an accurate truck. But do be prepared to modify it, because again, they are knockoffs, and not all knockoffs are the same, and they always have some imperfections that you need to modify to get how you want it. But hey, at least they are actually more honest than Hasbro, which is much unforgivable considering they are official and most of them feels like knockoffs. And they even price even too high. And considering now Hasbro is also, well, let's just say giving you less while you need to pay more kind of situation. Yeah, there's a reason why I also stated that once I collect all the figures I needed, I'm going to be done collecting Hasbro from now on. But only time will tell when that'll happen. But either then, thank you all so much for watching, and remember, there's no shame in your game for what you want to collect, because what you like is something that you want. So, save smart, spend smart, and you'll be satisfied in the end for the item you always wanted. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.